Hello and welcome as we talk about Marry Me, the 2022, apparently, Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson rom-com that is about J-Lo is a famous pop star, and she's going to marry her love Bastian, that's his name, Bastian, on stage very publicly in front of her fans. And turns out that Bastian cheats on her, or cheated on her, and she learns right before she gets on stage to do the very staged, very for entertainment value type of wedding that they do. She randomly decides to, because she is super distraught and the world is literally crumbling around her, she decides to pick Owen Wilson out of the crowd, because Owen Wilson, his friend, who is played by Sarah Silverman, he's a math teacher in this movie, and his friend, who's a student counselor, Sarah Silverman, basically brings Owen Wilson and his daughter, who's played by Chris Pine's daughter from the Dungeons and Dragons movie. She's a really good actress. So Owen Wilson, his daughter, and his friend Sarah Silverman went to this concert, and he has a "Marry Me" sign, because that's the name of the concert, that's the name of the movie, and that's the name of the song. It's "Marry Me," and she's like, yes, and so she randomly marries Owen Wilson, and the rest of the movie is your basic rom-com. And that's my big complaint, is that I feel like the beginning of this film it kind of has very horrible pacing. It's not necessarily, I think, the first 20 minutes maybe aren't super good, and that's maybe my biggest complaint, because everything else about this movie is actually pretty good. Owen Wilson is amazing. Sarah Silverman is funny. The manager, whose name is, because I have Letterboxd up so I can look this up, the manager, who is played by John Bradley, who was in that movie Moonfall, that disaster movie where the moon is careening towards the earth, which came out I think the same year as this. He's amazing. Like I said, the daughter who plays Lou, Chloe Coleman, is amazing. A lot of people in this movie are absolutely amazing, and are Owen Wilson is totally elevating J-Lo's performance, because J-Lo, let's be honest with ourselves here, is not a good actress. She's not. She's plain and simple not a good actress. A lot of people know that. But this is probably J-Lo's best movie. And I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Jennifer Lopez. Obviously I know who she is because she's famous. But I just don't really know her that well. I'm not familiar with her work. In fact, it wasn't until this movie that I realized that she was Latino, that she could speak Spanish. And my dad's like, Lopez, what'd you think that meant? And I'm like, well, that doesn't mean anything. That could just be her last name. Ted Cruz has the name Cruz, Cruz, but could you picture him speaking Spanish? No. It could literally just been a name or something. And I was surprised to learn that she actually could speak Spanish, because I didn't know a lot about her. And this is, one of the only one of her movies that I've seen, and she's pretty good in this. All bashing of Jennifer Lopez aside, J-Lo does a very good job with this film, I think. And the last 3/4 of this movie are your really good standard rom-com. On Letterboxd, I gave this a 3 out of 5, and I think that's fair, because this is a good movie. This is also really gorgeously shot. There's some really good lighting and in this film, and I imagine that that's probably due to the cinematographer, the director of photography, where that person, who I think is a woman, did a very good job at lighting the stages and just having the picture looked very bright and colorful. There's never like a dull shot in this movie for the most part. And yeah, like everything is sort of working to make this movie better. Like it's not a masterpiece, it's not amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but like this is surprisingly a very good movie. And I mean, it's not necessarily around Valentine's Day anymore, but I would most certainly recommend this as a date movie because yeah, it's really good. And yeah, also it's like $7 on Amazon right now. Like at least that's what I bought it for. I bought it for like $8, technically speaking, but like the Blu-ray's $8, the DVD is $7. Highly recommend it. This movie looks amazing. Like I said, the beginning of the film isn't necessarily super great, but everything else is just like really good, and it has some really good performances and looks amazing. And before I go, I just want to point out that one of the writers of this film, his name, he's also a producer. His name is like John Rogers. He literally looks like he could be J.J. Abrams' brother. And he is the lighting technician he was the lighting technician for Harry Potter 4 and Mission Impossible 2. And he has a story credit for the original Michael Bay Transformers movie. And one of his other writing credits is for Catwoman. One of the writers of this film is seemingly a very interesting person. But yeah, that's it for now. Also, I have a new iPad, which is very cool. I'm gonna be using this to help me with notes and with letterboxing and stuff like that. So I can talk to you guys more professionally. We're trying to be, like I said, we're revamping the channel. That's what I've kind of been doing, because once again, another week of not making videos. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, like some personal stuff over the last few weeks have been getting in the way. And I'm sorry about that. Now, I've always tried to be transparent with you guys when it comes to this channel. I've always been transparent, I think. And straight up, some personal stuff that I don't necessarily feel like getting into has been happening. Don't worry, everything's all good. But just some personal stuff has been going on, and I've had to work through it, and I've tried my best to let it not affect the channel. But unfortunately, I haven't been doing a lot of this, and I love this. This is what I want to do, and I'm so happy that you guys put up with me for this like last year, because so many of you guys have joined us over this last year. So thank you so much. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever it is you do. Thank you so much for doing it. And my niece is actually going to spend this week with her mother, because her mom, for those who don't know, is a teacher. My sister is a teacher, and spring break. So for a whole week, I'm going to try to watch as much as I can, and then possibly make videos about that stuff. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very proud about that. Very excited. And I did make a community post about that, but, maybe you're more likely to see a video about it. So, comment below, let me know. Have you seen this movie? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? What is Jennifer Lopez's best movie is the question of the day for y'all. For me, I've only ever seen her in, like, maybe 2 movies, Home and this. Home is really good, but, like, she's kind of, like, in that movie for, like, 6 minutes. And this is about her, and she, I think, did a really good job. And of course, I love Owen Wilson. I also love Luke Wilson. But yeah. So like I said, comment below, let me know all that kind of good stuff. And remember that God, He made you special. He loves you very much. I hope you're having a very lovely week. I hope you had a very lovely April. I know I've been absent, but that is hopefully going to change this week. And if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. And if you celebrate Passover, well, happy late Passover to you. God bless y'all.